Hey man, look here. What you need to do is pay attention over here. Quiet on the set, everybody.
Wait a minute, we're not in that camera.
No. It's just Big Head over here.
I hear that.
I think I got it going over here, man. Yeah.
They paid her
All right.
the other car.
All right, can I have quiet on the set?
Oh,
quiet on the set. Quiet on the set. It's gonna pick up everything. Can you turn that television down for me? This is gonna take about 10 minutes.
Where's the remote?
And you need to look over here, man. Yeah, I got you. Man, I'm sitting in San Diego, California, a long way from the home base of the gentleman looking into this camera. Where you from, brother?
Born and raised in Birmingham, Alabama.
Birmingham, as some people call it.
Well, it used to be bombing. They don't bomb no more, they get shoot you.
Okay. Now, your given name is?
Hubert Burns.
Hubert Burns. Where did Joe come from?
Well, my given name is Hubert Joe Burns.
Okay, so it ended up being Joe. Okay. Now, where did this Pooh Nanny thing originate from?
From my mama.
That was your nickname?
Yeah, when I was a baby. Well, when I was in elementary, they asked me how they get the name Pooh Nanny. I told them I didn't know. They said, well, go ask your mama. So I asked my mom. She said, well, I always know when you done mess your diaper because I can hear you farting from the next room. And I would tell you, come on, baby. Get up, Joe. Come on, honey. I wouldn't move. One day she said, oh, Pooh Nanny, get up. I got up. And then from then on, she called me Pooh Nanny. And I would respond to that name. God meant for me to be named Pooh Nanny. All this was a plan, God in God's plan. Everything happened to me because I took a name like Pooh Nanny and made it almost a household word in the Southeast without a record.
Okay, when you say you made that name, let's kind of back up just a little bit and explain that process. How old are you now?
72.
You're 72 years old. At what point did you know that music was going to be your mistress?
When I playing basketball one day and a couple of guys come up, one of the guys I knew, he insisted that I stop playing basketball and talk to this other guy. But this other guy had a band. He blowed harmonica, B.B. Taylor. He needed a drummer. I said, man, I ain't never played nothing but a street drum in the band in school. I can't play no set of drum. He said, well, come on, get trial. Well, after they persuaded me to go and I played behind him, he said I was better than his regular drummer. So that energized me to start playing drum. But the key part was, at the end of the night, now at this club we played, the club owner gave me everything I wanted to eat or drink free. And then this guy gave me $6. Now mind you, I had been working caddying with 2 bags for 18 holes to get $3 a bag. So you know, much fun as I had out there doing that, you know, I woke my mama up about 4 that morning. And for her to let me in, I told her, my dear, I know what I want to be. I want to be a musician. I want to play drums. She said, if you don't cut that light out and get in the bed, what you going to do to me?
Mm-hmm.
And I went on the bed. But I know my grandmama would fulfill that.
So how old were you at that time?
Maybe 17, maybe.
When you started your musical career, you were about 17?
Yeah.
Okay. When did you form your band?
Oh, well, you know, my daddy got in to try to help me out. He wanted me to be the leader of the band, but I wouldn't. I refused. I turned it over to somebody else. And that somebody else kicked me out of the band.
Kicked you out of your own band?
Yeah. And a friend of mine that was in that band got out of the band because of that, and we hooked up together. I still didn't have my own band. But I finally, see, I was working in white clubs in Birmingham. And white folks love to call me Pooh Nanny when they find out my name, because they associate that with a hoot nanny. And I got to be real popular to where I was able to form my own band under Pooh Nanny. I didn't want to do it because I used to I tried not to be Pooh Nanny. I really didn't like the name. Now I love it.
So, at what point did you form what became the Pooh Nanny Revue?
Well, there's a white guy on the club in Birmingham, and he needed a band for the club. He called me, we got together, put together a band for him. Well, on the night we supposed to start, he called me that evening and said, look, Pooh Nanny, you got to give me a name for the band because I got a guy that's printing up a sign. I had 10 or 12 names down I was going to use. But in my haste doing stuff, I forgot to call him back. When I got there, there was about a 5-foot sign saying, Pooh Nanny and the Stormers.
And the who?
Stormers.
Stormers, okay.
I said, oh my God, man. I was going to name my band no Pooh Nanny. He said, well, you didn't call me back, and that's what I named it. So he named us Pooh Nanny and the Stormers. But we did a real good job, got popular under that name, playing there, and I had to stick with it.
So, as you composed this band, in addition to a rhythm section, what were the other parts of the review?
Well, I had 15 people riding in a station wagon.
In one station wagon?
In one station wagon with the equipment on the top. And I had, okay, we were the Stormers. The band was the Stormers. I had 4 guys that I named the Tornadoes. 3 girls that I named the Hurricane. And 1 stand-up singer, his name was Sweet J.W. And we put him out front. But everybody was named Behind the Weather.
Okay, for example, what were some of those names?
That's what they were.
The Stormers.
The Stormers, the Hurricane,
Okay.
the Tornadoes,
Oh, okay, okay.
and the Whirlwind.
Now, were you still playing drums at that time?
Yes, I was a drummer.
Mm.
I was a drummer.
Now, what was y'all's playlist like back then?
Well, you know, I had enough sense to know as long as I played the hits, I couldn't miss. So if an album had some great songs on it, it didn't matter to me. I'm playing what they play on the radio, what everybody recognize. The band trying to tell me, man, we ought to play this, we ought to play that. No, we're going to play this right here, what's on the charts. That right there made me popular from doing it that way.
Now, in addition to popular music, were you composing some of your own arrangements by that time? Because this was in the what, the late 50s, early 60s?
60s.
The 60s, okay.
Yeah, but you see, I also knew that we couldn't just play the song like the record. We have to play it and make a Pooh Nanny song out of it. In other words, after we do the song, we go into some more things pertaining to the song to make it different. So when another band comes to town and play that same song, and it gets played like a record, then they ain't did nothing. You know, that's how I did that.
So you would take a popular song and put your own
man.
piece on it.
I did that even after I started recording. I got a CD I wish I had brought you, but I didn't. With me doing other folks' songs.
I got that one. That was, I got it. That's when the first version is the original version or something close to it.
Yeah.
And then you come back on top of it.
Yeah, that's it.
I got
it's
that
the
in the car.
original version.
Yeah. I got that in the car. So, at what point did things just take off for you? Because you mentioned that at the very beginning of this interview that you did some historical things in your musical career in terms of playing at white venues.
Yeah, I played all the colleges and a lot of white clubs, country clubs, all kind of stuff. Because I stuck to giving them what they want is the key. And I knew that's what I had to do, and that's what I did. And I was able to make my living. I ain't never had no job, you know, job. Well, every job I had, they fired me right around lunch. Or what I eat, they ain't gonna do nothing there. You know.
So, at some point you told me that was a history-making kind of situation, wherein you were oftentimes the first black band to play on some of these campuses and whatnot around the South.
Yeah, yeah.
What were some of the schools you played at?
Well, for instance, at the University of Alabama.
In the 60s?
Before Wallace stood in the door, we was playing down there.
Get out of here.
And everybody black you saw down there had an apron on or a broom in his hand.
But there wasn't no black students then.
Oh,
right?
no.
Right.
Couldn't even talk about it.
So what was the range from Florida to
Quebec, Canada.
So everything in between, y'all hit them up.
Yes, sir.
And then every now and then y'all do the colored people a favor and do the Elks Club or the...
Yeah, we played both sides of the tracks. That's what that article in that magazine is talking about. Both sides of the track.
Okay.
Because I could do a Saturday at a black club and a Friday and maybe a Thursday at a white club. And I kept myself working like that. Regularly.
Okay, I got you. Now, there's a magazine from Japan that you were featured on. How long ago was that, and what was that about?
Well, by me being with Malaco Records, when in their contract they distribute all over the world. And Japan and everywhere. Germany. I'm going to tell you a story. Huntsville, Alabama got a thing called Redstone Austin. They got a lot of foreigners work there and go to school there, whatever they do. I was doing a show in Huntsville, and this white guy was just staring at me. So when I got through, I had some pictures I was autographing for some people. He came up and said, he wanted a picture. I said, you know anything about my music? Now, he could speak English, but it was broken English. He said, yeah. I said, you don't know. I said, where you hear my record at? I hear it in Germany. I said, you heard it in Germany? I buy it in Germany. I had no idea they were selling me over there, like a lot of other places they were selling me. And I got a song I recorded called I'm Packing Heavy because it ain't hard.
I think I remember that one, yeah.
And I said, well, what song do you like by me? What's your favorite song on the album? He said, Packing Heavy. He was saying Packing Heavy. I didn't know what he was saying. I said, can you sing some of it? In Dutch and English, this man sung the last verse, and he did the melody and all. And the last voice go like this. I remember the time I could write my name in the snow. Now it's all I can do, keep it off my toes. That's the song he liked it on there. That's what he
guess so. Well, a lot of people liked it, and evidently, as you said, Malaco Records made sure that they got a chance to hear it. How long were you with Malaco Records?
About 13 years, I guess.
And that was in what time frame?
From 93 to... I think maybe I left there in 03. I just quit.
So who were some of the other artists that were on the label at the time?
Man, Johnny Taylor, Denise LaSalle, Shirley Brown, Little Milton, Latimer, Bobby Blue Band. Anybody that was anybody was on Malaco. That's why I wanted to be on Malaco.
Mm-hmm. Who introduced you to Malaco? Or did they just, after a while, they found out about you?
His son, Tommy Couch Sr., had a son that was a booking agent. I used to play in a country club that played country music. And he was in there one night and told me, he said, Pooh Nanny, you're the only black band I know played both sides of the tracks. Gave me his card and said, well, when you want to do some white stuff, call me.
When you want to do some white stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't book nothing but white clubs, colleges.
Mm-hmm.
So I called him, and he booked me at LSU, a couple more places. And I recognized his name. I said, you Tommy Couch, is your dad Tommy Couch? He said, yeah, my dad on Malaco. But we got a deal. You don't book no band, I don't make no records. I said, okay. I tried to reach him one time. He wasn't never there. And they told me where he was, up in Malaco. I called up there. I said, what you doing up there? He said, well, now I'm making records. His label was Waldoxy. I said, well, I want to record. He said, well, send me something, let me hear it. I did. He didn't like it. He didn't like it because I was trying to sing something that I couldn't sing because I'm not a very good singer. In my show, I took songs and redid them and made them comical. That's how I got over by singing things like that.
For example, what was that song you did? Let's Go Baby to the Hole in the Wall. And you remade it, Let's Go Baby, because you got a hole in your draw.
Right.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was setting me apart from everybody else singing songs about baby this, baby that.
Mm-hmm.
I love you and all that. I ain't sang no love songs and none. Everything was comical.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I got some I know by listening to it. Anytime it's 10 or 15 years later, I can listen to one of my songs and laugh, and I wrote it. Some good stuff.
So, as an artist, what would you classify yourself as? A blues artist, blues comedian? What in the world do they call you if they just had to put a title on you?
Blues comedian.
Blues comedian, okay.
Because the songs that I sing, I make them funny. See, Malaco almost twist my arm to make me do that Baby Ain't Black Enough. Because they think that I can take M song and make it comical.
Well, that's a classic.
Yeah, well...
but when you say they had to twist your arm, what do you mean exactly?
Well, I got a granddaughter. Almost look white. Her eyes changed color. And I didn't want her to think I was talking about her. And true enough, a guy was at my house one day, she was about 6 or 7, doing some work on it. He said, hey, Pooh Nanny, I like that new record of yours. I said, which one you talking? Me and her was together. So I said, which one you talking about? He said, the one that Baby Ain't Black Enough. We got in the car, and she said, Granddaddy, was he talking about me? See, that right there is why I didn't want to do the song. And I insisted, at the end of that song, I insisted to say, thank God for my blue-eyed, light-skinned granddaughter. They carried it down so low, you could hardly hear it. They let me put it on there.
But they toned it down.
They toned it down. Because they didn't want me to them, that would have been messing up the song. Because I had did a thing on there that I had made it funny.
Oh, it was cold.
Jimmy Lewis, the one that wrote that and recorded it. I asked him, I said, Jimmy, how you like how I did your song? He said, it's all right. I rehearsed it with this band. And I told him, I said, okay, we're going to learn That Baby Ain't Black Enough. One of the band members said, oh yeah, that song by Pooh Nanny. So you know he ain't like that.
At all. So, do you write some original material though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most of my stuff is original.
Mm-hmm.
I just never got on radio. Because I did a lot of things and said a lot of things where I couldn't get on radio.
At that
They just
time,
played
yeah.
a limited time. At this time, too. Now, I hear some song. CeeLo Green made a song called F You. And sang it at one of the president parties. And they were talking about it on the news. They played Hill. I ain't never said nothing like that.
Well, you've been married how long now?
52 years. That woman over there's nodding.
And looking at you like she put her fist ball up.
52 years.
Okay.
Going for 52 more.
All right then. All right
52
then.
more.
Now, how many children do you have?
7.
7 babies. How many grandkids?
I got about 6 of them.
Okay. What kind of man would you say you are? If you were just forced to say.
What kind of man would I say I am?
Yeah.
A truthful man. I get in a lot of trouble by speaking what I feel and what I think. And to me, it's the truth. I get into a lot of trouble about that. I got 2 daughters. They can't stand to hear me talk. Because I may say something about them and see if it was a lie, they wouldn't mind it because it's a lie. But it'd be the truth. And I've been like that all my life. People didn't say, I didn't know what to say out of my mouth. My wife, one of the main ones, said I shouldn't say something. But if it's true, like Lion Bobby.
You had to go there.
I mean, I don't know nothing else I could have called you.
Yeah, well, you didn't call me nothing. You put it on an envelope and sent it to me in the mail. Oh, Lord, I'll never forget that as long as I live. At this stage, do you consider yourself retired from music?
Yeah, but I don't want to be.
You don't want to be.
I don't want to be retired. Man, my family is as protected of me as they is of my 13-year-old granddaughter. You know, my wife told me today, said, you and Bobby going anywhere? I said, I don't know, we may go somewhere. She said, no, you ain't. Now listen, I go with you. Man, that's love. I know what it is. I got a couple of 3 of my children who really go to bat for me. Matter of fact, all of them do. Everybody got a black sheep. But all of them do. I'm very proud of that. The most proud thing I am of is my family. Because they know less about my music as anybody in there. The killing part about it, I rehearsed in my basement. And my children were raised with music being played. And not one of them tried to play nothing. If they had tried to, I'd have encouraged them. But ain't now one of them. And right now, out of all them records, 50-something songs I done wrote and stuff, they don't know nothing about me, and that's their legacy. Because they didn't like my music. That's all right. Everybody didn't. You got some people that didn't like Michael Jackson music. Well, I don't know who he is, but you got some people that didn't like Michael. they didn't like my music. You can't ask them nothing. So your granddaddy, your dad is dead now. So what's some of the songs he recorded? Man, they may know 2 or 3. I hate that.
Well,
I wish I could have recorded something that they like. But that's all right. There's a lot of people like Pooh Nanny.
without a doubt. Without a doubt. I'm trying to think. Yes. Who are some of the performing artists that got their start in your band?
They got what?
They got started in your band.
Oh, well, C.C. Jones was one.
Great keyboard player.
Great keyboard player. Playing with the Temptations when he died.
Mm-hmm.
And who else made it big? They used to play with me. I can't think of nobody right now.
Well, I can think of
Dee Bradley.
Dee Bradley, bad boy. That's how I met you. Was through Mr. Entertainment,
Yeah.
Dee Bradley.
Yeah.
And then as a saxophone player, you didn't know him by the name that he goes by now, Rashid Bahati. Saxophone player, played tenor. He's in L.A. He's been in L.A. for years. He played with Bobby Womack for a while, and he plays in a
You
band.
talking about Tony Cox?
Is that his real name? Dark-skinned brother?
Yeah, dark-skinned guy.
Good-looking brother?
Good-looking guy.
Yeah. What was his other name?
Tony Cox.
Okay. When I met him, he still, and goes by to this day, Rashid Bahati. Yeah.
Yeah, he changed his name.
Yeah. Yeah, good player, though.
He's a good player. Yeah, he was with me.
Yeah.
There's several more, if I could pull them up.
Well, those are the ones that I've actually met and got to know personally was Rashid.
Fred
CC.
Wesley played with me.
From the JBs?
Yeah.
Fred Wesley.
Fred Wesley used to play with me.
Is that right? Now, you and Eddie Kendricks were about the same age, right?
Yeah. I wouldn't let Eddie even sit in with my band.
Really?
No, I didn't like how his voice sounded.
Really?
I mean, this was back in the day when they had a little old group.
Uh-huh.
They want us to play for them, sit in. I just didn't like the way Eddie sound.
Uh-huh.
I learned to love it.
Sure. But at that time, you wasn't
Yeah,
ready for...
at that time I did.
Now, was Dennis Edwards from Birmingham, too?
Yeah.
So you knew him back in...
No, I didn't know
You
that.
never know him then?
No.
Yeah, just met him later on.
Right.
Right. He came to CC Funeral, didn't he?
Oh yeah, most of the Temptations was there.
Yeah. Man, this is just the first of what I pray will be other opportunities to capture more of why it's an honor to know you and to know of you before I knew you. And as we close out this interview, I want you to do me a favor, repeat the following. My name is Joe Pooh Nanny Burns, and real men don't play.
Hello, my name is Joe Pooh Nanny Burns, and real men, they don't play.
That's it. That's a wrap, man. That's a wrap, bud.